Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome again to the United Kitchen where we cook. We're getting cooked, man. And Fulham won, Manchester United won. Not a good game. We needed more than 1 point. We had to win this game. We should have tried to get 3 points from this game, but very disappointing, really disappointing to get only 1 point. And we could have lost this game, by the way. So, we're going to take this 1 point and roll with it. But, really disappointing today. There's just so many things to talk about. First of all, Bruno is not a center midfield. Guys, we said it a lot, during the preseason when it was looking like this was going to happen. It will not work. And Amorim, I fear for you, because this might be one of the reasons why you fail. Bruno Fernandes is one of our best players, but he's not a center midfielder. And we need to have a grown-up conversation about this, right? He's a 10, and it's unfortunate that it's fortunate, right? We have two other 10s. We've got Mbeumo, we've got Konya, we even have Ahmad, who is playing right wing back, which is not his best position. Ahmad was our best attacking player last season, and he's stuck at right wing back, right? And yet we can't get him into the 10. We can't get Bruno into the 10 because we have to play Bruno in the game, and Bruno has to play as a center midfielder. He obviously, anybody can lose a penalty, but he lost the penalty. Obviously, it was also clear that the referee, in a way, he was upset at the referee, barging into him. But that's some of the concerns we have with Bruno, right? Things that should not be a big deal. He made it such a fuss about it, and then he angrily, he doesn't even play penalties like that normally, and angrily he just put the ball I felt the ball landed right outside my house. That's how far it went. And then also, even with the goal, you could clearly see, first of all, Dalot, you're a punk, right? You saw what Dalot was trying to do, easy possession, I was trying to do a fancy turn, and then he lost the ball, and Bruno lost his runner. ESR was clearly his runner, and then he lost him, right? Even creatively, we started very well. We started the game really well. Konya had 2 good chances, but after a while, we did what we always do, right? Everything just filters away, just goes away. And that's one of the concerns. We had so many chances against Arsenal, and I wasn't one of those people that were like, yeah, Arsenal, we played well, but we didn't, I wasn't one of them. This game shows us that we can still be crap, against the smaller teams, and I don't like that. So those are some of the things that I feel like we really need to pay attention to, is, we need to find ways to win. We need to find ways to win. And right now, we haven't won any game. Everybody has won a game. We haven't won any game, and that's very frustrating, right? And that's very concerning, So I feel positive to take out, obviously, still seeing Konya play well was good, right? Still having Mbeumo was silent. Shesko also was silent, right? You didn't see Shesko, you didn't see Mbeumo, a lot of Mbeumo. We got the corner, set piece FC, but it's a lot of concerns. It's genuinely a lot of concerns. We play Grimsby when do we play Grimsby? On Wednesday, and obviously we'll probably play, the reserves and the team B, but this team A still needs a lot of work. This first team still needs a lot of work. Bruno should not be playing, and I can repeat this until I get blue in the face. Nothing that looks like is going to change. There's no other. He has to play. The other option would be to rotate the 10s between Mbeumo, Konya, and Bruno. We can also do that. The problem is that who comes into the midfield, and we have Manutd, who is just sitting on the bench. Manutd started for England, in the Euros consistently. He's just sitting on the bench. We need to really experiment in that midfield, in my opinion, without Bruno. We need to try Manutd Ugarte there. We need to try Casemiro Ugarte or Casemiro Manutd. Bruno is too indisciplined. He doesn't have the temperament to play as a centre midfielder. Go and watch the goal back. That was a typical example of why Bruno does not understand the role of a CM. and tracking your runner. ESR literally ran past him. Like Bruno saw him running, and Bruno said, you know what, take care guy, you know, Johnny Mercy's bye. Absolutely horrendous. As a CM, you track your runner, you run after him, and that could have been a corner or a goal kick, but definitely shouldn't have led to a goal. So really unhappy about the draw. It's very disappointing. I have to say, I'm not going to come here and, you know, there's, you know, very little positive. We started very well, you know, but nothing else. Goalkeeper also was still very shaky today, you know, and happy by looking at Lemans. I still haven't seen a lot of him, so I can't be too excited about that signing, if I'm being honest with you. But Bayindir still looks suspect. Every corner that came in looked suspicious. Every single corner that came in was worrying. Like, it was flapping, he was getting bullied by the other by the players. It was not great. It was not great. So we still have two major problems, like we always said: midfield and goalkeeper. I hope we sort it out. Yeah. We're not cooking, guys. We're not cooking. Absolutely not. Let's see how it goes. Nah, we're not cooking. We're not cooking. I'll see you on the next one.